That was very good.
Hello and welcome to Garblag Games, where tonight we are playing some more The One Ring with a little side quest of sorts called The Forging of Small Dooms. With me tonight is a fantastic band of dwarven heroes who may or may not die horrifically, but I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Ben, and I am the one without a beard. Yay! In and out of character, since I should be playing Trana Sharptongue, uh, a scholar of Durin's folk. I know it says champion down there, but that's a bit of a lie. Roger pinched the champion before I could get the good stuff, so I switched.
And we're just happy Pete made the overlay, so I don't
We
want
are.
to pester
Thanks,
him
Pete.
again.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm playing Groin.
You chose that yourself.
Actual name,
It's in
actual
the book.
choice in the book. So I'm Groin, Herald of Erebor, and he is a messenger.
Hello, I'm Richard, and I am playing Farron, who is also a scholar of Durin's folk. More law-based than craft-based, however.
Hi, I'm Rob. I'm playing Kevin, who's like a teenager, and he's a Nogrod dwarf from neighborhood around the corner, and he's a treasure hunter.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I'm playing Sven Stonehand, a dwarf of Durin's folk, and he is a champion.
There you go. And that is our band. Now, to set the scene, as it's been a while, Tranna, you initially received a sword from one of your cousins, who is a merchant, who received it from a rather grumpy-looking elf in Dale. With the express wish that it should be destroyed somehow. And Ithildir, the elf, seemed to assume that the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain might have furnaces hot enough to achieve just that. Now, try as you might over the last few years, everyone has had a go at trying to break this sword, but it has proven to be of cunning make and of a keen edge that just won't seem to dull. And they've tried melting it, they've tried smashing it, they've tried crushing it with various rocks. They've tried unmaking it in any way possible the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain could possibly have come up with. And it's become a source of pride for the Lonely Mountain as well, that, you know, this sword has to be destroyed. There can't be a thing forged by elves, even of the ancient Noldor line, and such an ancient and well-forged sword that can't be unmade. So, yeah, an initial oath was sworn to destroy it, but you've very much run out of options here in the Lonely Mountain itself.
There's
There
got
is-
to see old secrets out there that can do it. We'll find them.
There is obviously one person you know, the famed and fabled dwarf whose name I've now temporarily forgotten, because that's how long ago it's been since I've done this. Lofnir Ironside, who travelled off with Balin when he went to reclaim Moria, lost Khazad-dûm, and hasn't been seen since. But, you know where he is, so you could potentially go and find him. And Moria, Khazad-dûm, was said to have forges the likes of which no one has seen in an age. So maybe someone there could deal with this blade.
I don't doubt it. There's secrets under the mountains. We can find them. Well, since my cousin's the one that dropped me in this, I guess I'd best start recruiting a squad.
I will help you with that by
Oh, thanks.
putting you all together.
That
And
was easy.
also unpausing the game. That might help.
Well, I'm no warrior, so I'm going to need people who know how to fight. Best find ourselves a champion who can handle himself, first of all, just to get us to Moria. If only there were such a fellow. I wonder who we might find. Hi, Sven! I want you to unmute yourself, you bloody idiot.
That's a strange thing to ask.
I know. Most people can't get you to shut up. Right, we're going to go and break a sword. We're going to Moria. I need you to escort me.
Break something elvish. I'm in.
Right. That's one. Suppose we best take Kevin. He needs to get out of the mountain. Kevin?
Oh, Mum said I had to go.
Aye,
So
that's
I've
right,
got
you
to
do.
go.
We're going to
Oh.
Moria, ancient
Yeah,
dwarven
fabulous.
city.
Yeah, look, Mum said I've got to go. I can't just keep staring at whatever I'm staring at all the time, or I'll go blind. So, you know, I'm coming with you.
Fair
Tell
enough.
you.
Monsters in these stone tablets of yours.
Tell you who'd love this. My cousin Groin.
Aye. Do you know the way?
Do you not know the way to Moria?
I know the way.
Then you'll do fine. Lovely.
I can take you.
I like how that felt very much like, well, do you not know the way? I definitely know the way.
We're going to end up in the Blue Mountains or something.
It's no moved, has it?
Yeah. So, are any of you actually related to Lofnir?
Sorry, the chat.
Speak up, Kevin. you don't have to raise your hand.
Yeah, well, I've just come out of school, innit? I don't know. Is Trana related to Lofnir?
Distantly. But I'm
Dis-
not sure that you and I can be that related, lad, since I'm Durin folk and you're not. I suppose if your mum is my sister-in-law, then that works quite well.
Then that's what it will be. Your mum is my sister. I'm going to write that down in case I forget.
No,
I think you might have a bit.
your mum is my sister-in-law.
My mum is Trana's Sil. Thank you.
You should have stayed in school.
I know.
If I'd had my way, he would be. I tried to put him on detention and he wouldn't stay.
Well, you know what then,
wasn't-
Farron? Why don't you come along?
Oh, for God's sake.
I'll keep an eye on him, yeah.
There you go. There is just one slight problem. Arlen obviously went to reclaim Moria, but Dain's initial orders to never ever set foot in the place still remain standing. Basically, Barlin went, took a bunch of dwarves with him, and just did so without Dane's permission because he had the advantage of being Barlin, and no one's going to question what Barlin wants to do.
We could
However-
just open the door and hope that they could get him to come out of Black Moria and we'd not broken the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying.
That is a good plan. You can perhaps try to explain it to the man himself. As Dain has received word of your little plan, as you haven't been really that quiet about gathering each other up, as everyone's been talking to each other about, oh, you should come along, oh, you should come along, oh, who do we need? And you've even apparently managed to rope a schoolmaster into joining in. So I think by this point, everyone under the mountain knows roughly that there's something going on, and Trana Sharptongue has gathered a little dwarven fellowship to travel out to Moria. Whilst you're discussing this, Dain and two guards approach.
Your Majesty.
Don't give me that Your Majesty business. I know what you're about, and my express wishes have been very apparent for a very long time.
Yes? That we not set foot in Moria?
Precisely.
Well, we're not planning on setting foot in Moria. We're going to go and see if we can persuade Lofnir to step out of Moria so that he can take this evil sword of evil and break it. We're oath sworn, Your Majesty.
Oath sworn you may be, but there has to be a different way than approaching Moria in any fashion.
There is another way. There
And
is
what was
another
that?
forge that might have the heat and the strength equal to those under that mountain.
And what would that be?
We could go
Where?
to the land of the north. Yeah, past the mountains, over and beyond, trek all the way up to Mount Doom. There's a forge there, I believe.
Do you honestly believe you're being funny here, Trana Sharptongue?
Meant to be funny, Your Majesty, but there's only 2 forges that I know of in the world strong enough to destroy this evil weapon. And can we truly consider ourselves dwarves if we cannot undo the making of elven folk from the Second Age?
I will say at this point, you can start a council. Now, the thing is, if Dain is not convinced, that doesn't mean you can't go, but you will be going against his express wishes. And if he is convinced, he probably won't help you, but he also won't actively hinder your progress.
Alrighty. Council it is. Sweet. I've done one of these in a while.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what do we do for council?
I will say, though, it is a very strong request. So you're going to require a 7. You'll have to have 7 successes to convince Dain not to actively hinder you from going to what is, as far as Dain is concerned, a hellish pit of doom, and there's something in there he doesn't want to talk about.
Rodents of unusual size. Don't believe they exist.
Definitely not. So the introduction stage, I'll say we've pretty much done that, as Dain came to you, so he already knew you had a company set up. Now, he is feeling fairly short-tempered today, so you're not going to have a lot of time to convince him. And if anyone or if you can remember the rules for a council, basically each of you will get a chance to interact with Dain. You can either use skills like Awe or Curtsy or Riddle to attempt to draw him to your side. So, I will say, since Trana's got you all in this mess, Trana can go first.
God.
Also gets us used to rolling again.
It does. It does. Riddle it is.
How do you plan to use some form of riddle?
I mean, I would like to use
Dain?
law for preference.
Yeah, if you can give me an idea of how you're using it.
Well,
And what
in terms
exactly
of the law, I would like to refer back to very old stories of forges capable of doing it. Literally list and delineate the forges capable of breaking the enchantments of Noldor Forgecraft.
Okay, so you're rolling against your law then.
I would, in that case, like to spend one hope.
Already.
Oh, hang
I
on.
mean,
I've just spent the hope, and I don't
just
need to
fail
because the
this
roll
council.
does it.
It's okay. It's
I don't want to fail the council. It's a point of pride now.
make it more fun for me.
So, press click. So, it's favored for me. I'm spending a hope point, which also means that it's a magical success for me.
Wow. Okay.
Courtesy of broken spells.
Now you're just showing off. The roll come up yet?
No, I haven't rolled it yet. I haven't got any penalty or bonus dice, have I?
No. No.
And it's not inspired.
No.
Lots of dice.
That's a lot of dice. Yeah. So
Like
great success. You got an extra 1 success, I think, or 2 successes.
I'm not sure. How does the magical success affect that?
That would probably be that's why it's a great success, because it's a magical success. So because you only got 1 extra success, but it counts as 2.
But it didn't factor that in, I don't think.
No, it
Magic.
doesn't come up with magic.
I think normally it's assumed to be you make a success. You just don't roll. But
yeah.
Anyway, so yes, that. Oh, I should have said I'm cunning. That would have helped, wouldn't it? Oh well.
Dain rubs his beard, runs his hand through his hair. He can't really refute the fact that the forges of Moria are well worth their renown. And obviously, the problem for Dain is also Barlin's been gone for a while now and hasn't come back. So he can't really claim any failure on Barlin's part. It's hard to convince people not to try and go there at this point. People want to know what happened as well, and how their family members in many cases are faring. He will, however, say there's an evil in that mountain, and I would not lose any more of our people to it. But he seems to be stirring to letting you go. Who's up next?
Your Majesty, while I do not doubt your reasoning, I think it is worth us going. And I want to use riddle I have the feature of rhymes of law.
Yeah.
And I think I will also spend a point of hope.
Okay.
And I want to try, first of all, using the rhymes of law and the history of Moria, the history of this sword. I also want to see if I can tease some of the information as to why he's so reticent.
Yeah, sure. We'll see. I will say then, if you do get any further successes, you can spend some of them to get information out of Dain, but they then won't count towards the council total.
Okay.
Because I'm mean.
What are we at so far? 2 or 3?
2.
2.
But we need 7, and there's 5 of us.
So, okay, I think I will leave it without getting information about why Dain is reticent.
Yeah. Well, you can see what you roll first, and then you can potentially spend successes if you want.
But with the rhymes of law, that makes me inspired, doesn't it? Because it's a background feature.
Yeah.
I think it features.
Yeah.
So no support, no bonuses or penalties, to my knowledge.
You spend hope. Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ, in a taxi cab.
There you go. That's
a success.
just a success. So you're up to 3. You're all very keen to use ancient knowledge and lore to convince me, but you're forgetting, out of all of you here, I have been to the gates of Moria. He is taking your words into account, though. Yeah.
I believe that we should go so we can destroy this bastard sword and find out what happened to our people, so we can bring word back. I'm sure there's a lot of people here that would like to know what happened to their cousins, or their brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers.
Yeah. I am going to give you a bonus success dice for that. Well, so you can add 1 extra d6 to your roll, because Dain obviously secretly also would really like to know what happened since they left. It's been a while now. And whilst you're all dwarves and you live a fairly long time, it's still been quite a while. I think at this point we're up to about 30 years since anyone has heard anything from them.
Right, just the one from me.
Is sending you off worth risking your lives just to find out some word? What if you travel there and an ill fate has befallen them? Then you may suffer it as well.
Or we can bring word home.
Growing knows many pathways and routes through the mountains. Nudge him.
I do. Many a secret path, and as well, my lord, in your service as your messenger. I can get him there, and I can get him to the door.
Okay.
Can I try an argument with travel?
Sure. Go on.
Yeah? Alright. Didn't think I'd get away with that.
Bringing up the secret passages.
Yeah, precisely.
Secret tunnel!
Also, it's been a while. I wanted everyone to get used to how to roll.
Success!
That's also a success. So what are you up to now? 5?
5.
Yeah.
No pressure, Rob, but you got to get 2 successes.
Yeah, not going to happen.
You know many ways, and you have served me well, which is why I can't say I'm not disappointed that you would sign up for something you know goes against my express wishes. However, traveling with you, they at least have a chance of making the doors. Kevin, what's your last ditch attempt to convince?
So Kevin stumbles into the circle to be sort of tete-a-tete with King Dain, and he sort of puffs himself up in the way that only adolescents can when like looking at authority figures, and says like, I mean, I get right, King White, like there's all these good reasons to go in, like honoring the dead and like, oh, what happened over there, but more importantly, right, there's stuff there. There's like treasure there. And the best thing about treasure is if it becomes your treasure. Just my ill-formed thoughts as a teenager.
What are you attempting to
Well,
use?
I can't persuade anyone for love nor money, so I was thinking about impressing with awe.
Yeah, sure. Go for it. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to roll a mighty fine roll to impress Dane.
What was that thing that Ben talked about? Hope?
Yeah. So you can spend a point of hope.
Is it just mine? I'm not spending
Yeah,
like a
no,
collective
it's
pool of
your
hope.
hope.
Oh, then I absolutely do that.
You can spend a point of hope. Obviously, the only problem you have is if your hope threshold ever gets too low, then you become the opposite of hopeful. You despair.
And go down the path of dragon sickness.
Also,
That is also a
worth-
problem. Yeah,
Like,
you also
look-
can't do anything very much.
I'm a
You get
teenager, I'm
worse
used
at
to that.
stuff.
If you have a relevant distinctive feature, you can get a bonus to it. For example, if you're proud or something.
And
Okay.
the thing I forgot is if you've got some gear that's related to the skill you're trying to roll.
Oh, yeah, you can also.
I forgot
Yeah.
the law.
Yeah, I've got a map. That's not going to help unless he like really likes maps.
Unless you can point at a pile of gold on a map.
Yeah. See that? I reckon it's right there. That stuff we like. So I'll roll that. And so
You
where's
got
the?
a success.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh no, wait, you haven't rolled yet. Sorry.
That was
groin.
growing. I'm going. No, growing. All right, I'll say it.
So if you click on the word "or," it brings
Yeah, I clicked on
Yeah.
or, and now I'm looking where hope is.
There's a hope point bonus die underneath the feat dice. You click
I
on
clicked
that.
it.
Yep.
And now it says inspired to the right.
Perfect.
I'm just going to roll it now.
If you are inspired, if you've got a
Yeah, you're not inspired because then you'd be inspired if you have a feature that suits it,
I don't.
or if someone else spends a point of hope. I think.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, wait. What's the other one? I think it's mostly if you have a feature.
Yeah, I don't. So I'm just going to roll the thing, and with the thing.
That's one success.
Oh.
You fall a success short. Dane stares you in the eyes as you're making this big, blustering, bold statement about treasure and your willingness to go out and find it, and how fun it will be if it becomes all of you's treasure. And after you fall silent, he keeps his eye on you for a little bit longer. He's just locked.
Slowly melting. Yeah.
And then he grabs you by the head like that and goes, to be young again. Shakes it slightly, but
Do I take any damage?
you don't. Dane's not going to hurt you.
Okay.
He's very protective of the dwarves since foreign past.
Oh, bloody hell. Is he dead? Because I was going to mention him. I'm so
Yeah,
glad it isn't.
yeah,
Oh, is it? Oh, it's
yeah.
dead.
This
Okay.
this is leading up to the War of the Ring. So we're
Got it.
in 3012 now.
Yeah,
So we've skipped ahead
okay.
of it from the last adventure. For those of you who watched the Ballad of Bardings, the last adventure, please go back and watch
How
the
old is
entire
Bilbo in terms of
back
Bilbo
catalog.
age ratings?
Yeah, that's what I'm working out.
Bilbo's slowly moving towards a very, very long. Well, he's Bilbo has at this point, I believe, left and moved to Rivendell.
Oh wow.
This is sort
Okay.
of the in-between period where Frodo is tucked with his head between his legs, hoping a ring doesn't go off, while Gandalf's off
Reading the
for
book.
several years. And gone, oh, by the way, this is really dangerous. Don't show it to anyone. I'll be back soonish, maybe. So, yeah. But the world is darkening quite quickly. And in that, you have found yourselves not quite having convinced Dain. He takes Tranner aside for a moment and says, are you honestly sure you want the lives of all of these dwarves in your hand?
Yeah.
My Lord King, we've no choice. This has fallen to me. I would be happier if I could do this alone. I would be happier if I could do this with your blessing. But my family are oath sworn to destroy this evil thing. And if I don't see it done, I'm betraying my fathers, my foremothers, the cousin who delivered it to me, the honor of my whole line. I can't not do it, my lord.
Hmm.
I will accept any consequences upon my own head
Don't
rather than that of the others.
never let it be said that Dain would ever stand in the way of an oath that has been sworn. I'll let you go, but I cannot give you my blessing.
I understand, my lord. And you have my thanks.
Don't thank me yet. I will let it be known from here to the Blue Mountains that this expedition hasn't received my blessing.
So be it.
Auntie, what's that mean?
Take care. And he'll turn around and march off.
Means we're on our own, Kevin.
So
We'll
we
get
keep
no
all the
aid.
stuff. All the stuff, right? It's ours.
Well, it's Balin's because he's already there.
Oh, right. Okay.
But
Yeah.
anything we find along the way,
Along the way.
Perhaps I can
Wave.
take the Eregian ruins that lie not far from Moria. You may find things of interest, and I may find secrets there, which may interest me.
That's the most interesting thing you ever said, Teach.
Don't be cheeky. You'll feel the back of my hand again if you're not careful.
All right, all right. Sorry.
So, you have been granted permission to leave, if not necessarily express permission to travel to Moria. What are your plans? Are you leaving straight away? Is there anything you want to gather up first?
Go now. Can we go now? Can we go
I think
now?
we
Can we
kind
go
of
now?
need to go straight away in case he changes his mind.
Change his mind.
I mean, I know he's
Seems
not
fair.
exactly famed for changing his mind.
Nice.
I will need to at the very least gather my war gear. I've not worn it for about 70 years, and hopefully
I would
big
hope,
puff
Farron,
of
that
air as they
you needn't
blow the
use
dust
it,
off
but it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Aye.
Well, if your intent is to march on Moria, I can do naught but transfer us all, if I can find the map, to the map. Where did I put the map? Yay! Keep making those noises.
So I've given myself the distinctive feature of eager because it's suitably annoying.
You should have 2 distinctive features.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Plus the one
Okay.
calling.
I shall search for another
There
one.
you go.
Ooh, look, a map.
Ooh. So, you have a nice little token of yourselves, which is a bunch of dwarves with a cart. So, how many
Sorry,
of you
Lewis.
have ponies? All of you? Yeah?
Wait, are we supposed to be at Erebor?
Yes.
Okay, that's all
That's
right.
where you're starting. Yeah.
That's a lovely map.
Oh god, that's a long way.
When
Oh,
Farron,
it's a very long way. It's not even on this map because it's down here somewhere. Sort of.
Where is it? Where are we going?
Farron steps out, he's wearing
Past.
full
yeah.
coat of mail with a big axe and a big shield. Never seen him like that before, Kevin.
Oh,
Normally it's robes and a hood and
Where's
All right.
Moria on that map?
it's
Not
not.
on the map.
It's not on there. It's
Oh.
further down.
It's off the southern end of that mountain range.
So to travel there, obviously you can walk all the way if you really want. But another possibility that you would know of is you could get the people of Dale or the people in Lake Town to potentially cart you down the river a fair ways, which is also a possibility.
Master
Obviously,
Groin,
if you
what's your
wanna
thoughts?
walk all the way, that's fine too. Or travel by pony, or it's up to you. What are your plans? Do you have a idea of a route? I
For
will
haste,
zoom out.
the river and the Old Forest Road makes most sense.
So is Moria down
Yeah.
below the mountain range on the left?
Moria is sort of here-ish.
Okay.
Where I have just made a thingy appear. It's past the River Gladden and then down a little ways further near Lothlorien. Usually, if you were traveling, for instance, to the Blue Mountains to visit other dwarves or the like, if you were going to Eriador, that sort of way, you'd travel across the High Pass. Moria is far enough out of the way that it kind of explains why no one really uses it as a travel path. So, before we start setting off on our way,
We take the river south to the Old Forest Road. But rather than crossing over to the High Pass, we go south on this side of the river towards Gladden Fields and Roscobel.
makes sense.
if you want, I don't know if you can see the drawing tools. You can draw little lines just to mark out the general idea of the path, and then we'll see how far you deviate from it when you start rolling for journeys.
What's Roscobel?
Yeah, I can barely see the map. It's the bottom of my map is freaking out quite a lot.
What is that? A town, Roscobel?
Yeah,
That line
Yeah.
should be a lot straighter than it was.
Roscobel is not on this map. That's helpful.
No.
Equally, we needn't stop there. I'm just saying, as a marker point. Master Groin, do you know if there's a crossing south of Roscabel?
Now, one
Is there?
crossing you would know about is obviously set up in our previous games. The Bjornings have created a crossing over the Anduin, which started off as a line and cast across the river and and a little raft and turned into a bit of a ferry, and since has become a mixture of some old reclaimed stones, planks of wood, a bit of a ferry, and the like. But that's obviously all the way up here. Other than that, down past the Gladden Fields, you're going to have to chance finding a crossing point. Because any crossing points down there will probably be, or any known old bridges and the like, will have fallen into utter disrepair and fallen into the sea by, well, the river by this point. Maybe into the sea as the Anduin eventually goes off into it, but
wouldn't we have the same problem with the River Gladden though?
Yeah, but the Gladden, the Anduin, you got to think like River Ruhr, if you wanted to compare it to like a big, wide, fast-running river that you potentially don't want to try swimming across because you will just be cast off into the sea. Whereas the Gladden is also, it comes down from the mountain and joins into the Anduin, but it's a little less rough, and there should probably be more natural crossing points in it that you could put, especially if you go sort of up into the mountain maybe a bit. Then you could definitely find some narrower places where the river's just forming, potentially, but even down here there'll be places where there's enough stones and rocks that are part of the mountain that have slowly eroded away, or the mountain range that have slowly eroded away, that might form a few stepping stones you could get across, or other fords and similar things.
So you might be better off doing that then.
Worst case scenario, the river's too thick and too fast, we just move a bit more towards the mountains and more towards where it becomes more stream-like than full river.
Well, we can make a start with the initial phase of the journey as long as nobody objects to taking boat down as far as the Old Forest Road and revisit this idea as we gather further information there.
Aye, that will work.
Yeah, what Auntie said.
Okay.
And if we move out quickly, then the folks of Dale might not know that Durin doesn't approve. Not Durin,
Dain.
Dain.
We don't know if Durin approves. We'll find out. That'll depend on your roles.
Yeah, the quicker we leave, we can keep the message to wherever we're going.
Aye, better we stay ahead.
Yeah, you could potentially try and find someone quickly in Dale, or you could try to get to Lake Town before what used to be Lake Town, before Dane's messengers go out, and try to get a boat down the river from there.
Although Dale's closer, isn't it?
Dale is closer, yeah.
Let's try Dale.
Yeah, if we try Dale first, we can always then leg it, yeah.
It depends on whether he sends messengers like Master Groin or whether he sends birds. If he sends ravens, we've no hope of outrunning them.
Mm.
Right, grab what you need to
Especially
get,
as the
provision
Bardin
yourselves.
Especially as the Barding's what, sorry, Lewis?
are slowly relearning the ability to speak to birds, so that doesn't help. Ooh.
Gather my bits.
Well, let's get going.
Okay, so you're heading to Dale. Who is gonna try and find someone to cart you down the river?
There must be a ferryman of some sort.
There's a fair few of them about, but
Have I used
problem
any
is,
previously?
Yeah.
Any that
you
might be of
probably-
my acquaintance, because I can approach. I'll approach some of my acquaintance.
Yeah. The problem is this time of year, a lot of them are a lot less active. It is the winter months. Snow and ice is about. Just because I looked out the window today and went, oh, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that actually there's going to be a whole bunch of ferrymen sat around with bugger all to do, being bored,
Yeah.
who will
Who would
be
rather
in
take some
need
coin.
of beer money.
Well, you find at least one of them. Una, the riverman, who is an old acquaintance of yours, Groin, who potentially would be willing to cart you down the river. There is just one slight problem, Una points out.
What's that?
Well, sometimes people bring things in from the elves to Dale or from other places to Dale, and sometimes some of those things get brought up but maybe weren't declared when they should have been. And Una's current problem is their boat has been impounded and the Dalish Guard are looking for them.
So like we really need a boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Well, you
what?
don't. You can walk all the way.
A boatman
Oh.
with no boat is not much help to us.
That's just a
surely.
mun. So Auntie, how much like do we need like a boat? Like a lot. Auntie.
We could, yes. Well, it will speed our progress if we can go downriver. Is all I'm saying.
Alright.
We
So
don't
does it
need
matter how we get a boat?
Kevin. We are not talking a boat from the Dalish.
Borrowing, Auntie, I'll give it back. Alright.
The last
could
thing we
leave
need
payment
is to
for
have
the boat
them
on the
chasing
dock.
us as well.
Well, they'd have one less boat to chase us in.
What have I told you, Kevin, about being caught stealing?
Don't get caught. That's what you. Yes. Yeah. All right, Auntie. It was just a trifling idea, like.
Master Groin, you're the expert
Una
here.
says, well, I mean, let's not be too hasty. Like, there's plenty of boats just sitting around at the moment.
I mean, are there any that
Dwarves
are
have got
around
quite
that have got
strong-
someone by them?
Most of the
Always
boats don't
hire
really
one.
have anyone by them.
Yeah,
at
but
the
do any
moment,
of them have someone
'cause-
by them?
It's, not really.
Dwarves have got
'Cause
quite
most-
strong feelings about theft.
Yeah.
Though, so
Yeah, but this apparently, according to Kevin, is borrowing. And you can pay for things you borrow.
Take it on a long like test drive.
Can we pay to have this man's boat unimpounded?
You could. But then you will have to convince the head of the, or at least one of the heads of the Dalish guard.
Are there no other rivermen available who currently do not face criminal charges?
Or, because this is Dale, is there anywhere we could purchase a boat?
Potentially. You could try and purchase any of the boats that are currently not being used, because a lot of the boat people there don't intend to go out on the river in the winter weather, which is how you managed to find Una, who is the only person currently reckless enough to travel down the icy river and cart you where you need to be.
Yeah, if we can buy a boat, would Una be willing to sail it for us?
I would gladly accept such an honourable mission. Whereabouts is it you would be leaving me in said boat?
Near the forest path.
All right, so down by the old farms. Okay, I can work with that. If you just give me a moment, I might be able to find someone willing to,
But
part with.
Don't get our boat impounded.
I mean, I'll take really good care of it.
I know you're taking good care of it. I remember that from your school days.
I should never have gone to that dwarvish school.
Did anyone bring any money?
I
Of
am
course
well.
we did, Kevin.
Well, I mean, that would definitely be a necessity in this matter. If you're willing to part with, how much money do people have? How much treasure is currently
I mean, everybody's got
all of
zero
you.
treasure on them, but we're all minted because we're mostly
you're
Durin's folk.
prosperous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
not.
have no idea.
The
If you're
the
Durin's
base
folk, then
treasure
your
is
base
90
is
for
prosperous.
Yeah, precisely. So you all have 90 treasure.
Oh yeah, I get less because I'm not. It's less actually what I
Oh
get.
yeah, because you're a no
Peasant.
dwarf. Yeah. Someone is gonna have to part with 15 treasure. Is what
that's a lot of treasure.
Una has managed to managed to get one of the other rivermen to agree to.
Could we not split it between us?
You can. But then you're going to have to start making a contract as well. One of those ones that says maybe everyone will die, and if you do, it's not our problem, but we'll pay for your funeral then.
It just so happens I have
That's
one prepared.
A standard contract.
A fellowship contract, if you'll all sign here, and a pensioning contract.
Although if you do split, everyone that contributes will immediately not be prosperous anymore.
That was part of my conniving plan.
No, I'm happy to chip in.
Also cover Kevin.
Thank you. I haven't got a job, have I?
You have. You are now the chief treasure seeker of this fellowship.
All right.
Therefore
Awesome.
entitled to 1/5 share of anything we find.
How much is a fifth, Teach?
Go through the rhymes I told you before. There's 5 of us, so we each get the same. It's 20%.
Right.
It would make more sense for one person to take the hit. Otherwise,
shall take-
everyone gets gimped.
I shall purchase the boat on behalf of the
Okay.
Fellowship. You bastards.
The first 15 treasure goes to Trana.
Yeah.
And I will cover your any hotel or bedding requirements and.
Oh yeah, you don't pay treasure for that.
Yeah.
That's a
You
fortune.
can,
Yeah.
can if you want. No, okay. So
So that takes
Una,
me to 70, 90 is 75, yeah. And that means that I'm no longer prosperous. I am currently common.
Nothing wrong with that.
pretty much what happens is Una takes you to Havgrim, captain of the Dalish Guard, and as far as you can work out, pays whatever fine was upon his boat.
I mean, 15
And
treasure is
leads
a
you-
colossal sum of money, isn't it?
What, 50?
15.
15,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a huge amount of money.
Don't become a smuggler then.
I have no idea how many times.
Yeah, mainly it's the frequency with which
He's not a good smuggler. That's the
Una
problem.
gets caught. That is the problem. Fairly good riverman, not a great smuggler.
Well, I hope he's a better sailor than he is a smuggler, because
We're about to find out as you are led to a skiff of, shall we say, middling quality.
you
To
came
be
in that
polite.
thing. You're braver than I thought.
She served me well for many's a year, and you'll find no finer riverboat than my own. Now, we'd probably best be getting on board as quickly as possible. Maybe leaving soonish rather than later.
Indeed. All aboard.
Can dwarves swim?
Everyone can swim. Some just further down.
If I can't swim, I'm going to need to take my barrel with me.
So
Come off of your athletics, Rob.
for this leg of the journey, I will say, do what we usually do, and I'll let someone roll a d6. Then we'll basically you're going to get a lot further in any event than you would have if you were on foot. But similar things might happen to you. Who wants to roll first? Who's leading all of the travelling anyway?
Dan, in it.
That'll be groin.
I think that would probably be groin.
Yeah. Okay. Can you give me a travel roll? Who are? Oh, before we get to the travel rolls, what are everyone else's jobs in the travelling group?
Is there
What?
one? There's a lookout one, isn't there? I'm
There
trying
is
to
a
remember
lookout.
them.
There's a hunter. There's a lookout. There's a
guide,
scout.
hunter, lookout, and scout. You have to fill all four up, and then you can overlap.
I've got favoured 4 in scan and an eyeglass. So can I be the
I think lookout there
That's
I've got
tracks.
3 in travel favoured. Everything else
What
apart
do we
from
need for the hunter, the lookout, and the scout? 'Cause we know the guide needs
Scout is
travel.
explore,
Right.
lookouts are awareness, and hunters are hunting.
Hunters explore.
I'm useless at hunting or awareness. I've got 2 in explore, but it's not a good one for me.
Yeah, I've got only of that lot. I've got explorer favoured 2.
Oh, you've got explore and favoured 2. Yeah,
Hmm.
so you're the explorer.
I have
So, who's the explorer, Kevin?
Kevin, has anyone got hunting or awareness?
awareness. I've got 2, but not favoured.
But you're the best at awareness by a country mile, and I guess one of us will have to be the hunter, Tron. I mean, I've got strength 14, but I'm going to be rolling with nothing.
You can both go into hunting if you want. Or you could, well, basically, whoever goes into hunting, the other person can overlap on one of the other roles. So,
Or we could team up, do hunting with aiding another.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yes, but I will also make it doubly as perilous if you do badly.
Which we will.
Sorry,
It's
if
going to
it's
happen.
Feels
we're
fair.
on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much? So is the hunting more fishing?
It might be. It'll depend what comes up, but eventually you're going to get off the boat, and it's
All right, yeah. Okay.
you're still going to have to travel. So.
Yeah,
I
none
just
of us
wanted
are
to-
hunting.
I just wanted to see some strength-based fishing. That's all.
I'm guessing not
Spearfishing.
one of
It'll have to be a
guessing not
harpoon.
one of us has hunting in the entire group.
No.
Someone doing spear fishing, I'll see how you do with axe fishing.
Groin will spearfish.
For dwarves, we could do grenade fishing.
Actually, I've got 3 in spears.
Have you? Oh, it's the hunting is the
Oh.
issue.
Oh, right, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
But I can do spear fishing.
Right. Groin,
I need to make this travel roll. Yeah.
roll for travel.
Ooh.
Okay.
Please tell
As,
us that you're really good at travel.
Can I? I've got to travel
You
4.
quickly take control of Una's navigating.
I mean, it
After
shouldn't be
noticing-
difficult. Literally go south
Una is,
down the
Okay.
river,
is
just
really
go
not-
forwards.
Yeah, but there's lots of ice banks at this time of year, and the
Apparently
like.
so.
Apparently I failed, so
How?
I have
Oh
no
my
idea.
god,
That
that
was
is
lots of
That was a
dice.
shocking roll.
That was a fantastic roll. By the way, you all start. Well, we start off with an eye of 3.
a what?
The eye is
God, that's
watching
an
it
you.
awful start.
Grief
Oh,
to
that's-
flame.
And
You
this
So
is
we've
how
learned
much-
one
We've-
because you're a group of old dwarves, but you also get +2 because you have a terrible cursed weapon on you. So
Yeah. And this is
Oh,
how
you're at
noticed
3.
we are, yeah?
Yeah.
I knew it'd be
Yeah.
the
And,
elves' fault.
basically, every time whilst you're traveling, you reach a certain threshold. A hunt will begin, which is like a dramatic event that will occur to you, or occur that will bring you all in peril. It could be a bunch of goblins attack you, but it could be something like the ship runs aground and you're all on the verge of drowning and you have to scramble ashore and you're all stuck there, and so forth. So we'll find out. So far you're fine though. Things that increase the eye value are rolling Eyes of Sauron outside of combat, and using magic is also another noticeable one.
Can any of us do that? Oh,
Does it count as magic, or does it count as having the effect of being like?
No, I mean magical
having-
is your call, I think, with magical
Yeah.
successes, because they are supernaturally good,
Yeah,
potentially.
I would think they would, because no one, you can't play a wizard, and that's the
Yeah.
yeah,
real magic.
yeah. But I think most of the way you can use magic is elves can do magic basically because they don't understand what you mean when you say, "Oh, that was magic," because for them it's just that's how things work. And magical weapons, obviously, things like that, and magical equipment count as
But the
magical successes as well.
the
But
specific
yeah,
thing Ben's talking about what I was looking at as well, which is specifically
broken
called
spells.
broken spells.
Yeah. I think it. Yeah. Okay.
And
then.
that's what I used to get my magic successes. So
Mm.
so
But
how badly
you were
did Dan kill
still
us?
inside the Lonely Mountain at that point in Erebor, so we'll let you off. You unfortunately failed, so you don't get that far. down the
Apparently,
road.
leading by our groin has not worked.
Yay!
It turns out
Just thrust us forward, groin.
up near the mountain, there was a lot more ice and snow drift in the water than you were
Ah,
expecting,
aye, this
making
will
it
be
harder
against
to
us.
navigate around the rocks and shoals and things. And as you approached sort of where the river comes in from the forest river and joins you, yeah, the ice was starting to get pushed away by the two streams combining, so it makes it all a bit more chaotic and a bit more dangerous. And Una had to slow down quite a fair bit. So you didn't get as far as you hoped. And we'll see what the event is if one of you can roll a d6. And we'll see who gets
Not
to
me
have
with that
something
roll.
horrible happen first. Or potentially wonderful.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
So / roll 1d6. Yeah.
Yeah. 5.
So, the target of this roll is the hunters.
Oh, bollocks.
Yay! No.
Yay. You can... Now, how are we going to do this if we want both of you to roll? Because it's funny. Basically, you have to make a hunting roll.
So since neither of us can actually do it, really, I mean,
Well,
I
you
mean,
can.
you just have to roll really well.
Yeah.
so do you want me to roll it and then count it as support from a
I'll
companion? Or is that
Give
hope
you
only?
a choice. You can either spend hope to support, in which case you have a slightly better chance of success, I think, for the person who does roll. Or you could both try and roll, but if one of the two of you rolls badly, that it will be the lowest roll that counts.
So what's the incentive for us both to be hunting and not one of us do something else?
Yeah, we should
Neither
just
of-
take it in turns to do hunting, I think.
Neither of you can do anything else.
All right,
Was apparently the...
Oh no, I can do other things a lot better. I just can't do hunting.
You both decided to
All right,
become
I will
hunters.
go hunting on my own this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you being supported?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I already spent some hope. I'm not wasting any more.
I'm just going to believe.
Sven Stonehand is kind of trying to spearfish off of the side.
Is that the Eye of Sauron?
Yeah, it is.
That
Excellent.
is. So that's fantastic.
That's a good
Wow.
start.
Spearfishing, and you accidentally spearfish an ancient eldritch horror from the before times.
No, I just spearfished and hit Frodo, I think.
Yeah.
I knew I should have had a spear.
You actually find like a fairly large-looking river pike that seems to be swimming alongside the boat for a fair bit of time, and you spend a lot of time slowly getting into place and trying to spear it and waiting very carefully. And at the moment you strike, as your spear goes down, it kind of snaps its tail and you get pushed, spear and all, into the water.
I don't have a
and
spear.
Find it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
Fishing spear.
it's a fishing spear. Yeah, precisely.
Sure.
It is part of the boat. And the pike wraps around and gives you a remarkable snap along your shoulder, bites a bit off of you and swims off into the depths. The spear is lost, so you definitely don't have a spear anymore. And Una has to stop the boat, and your companions have to spend considerable time trying to haul you back out of the water. You are wounded,
Ooh.
which is quite bad.
If we've
Jesus,
learnt
that's really
nothing
bad.
From this experience, we've learnt that you should have
And
chased the
you
pike
all
and
get
found the One Ring.
3. You all get 3 fatigue points.
Oof.
Holy Christ.
Where do we put them? Endurance, hope, shadow, parry, armor. Where do we put
Yes,
fatigue?
endurance.
How do I make myself wounded? I Can't
open
click
up.
on it.
So your max endurance in the small box is 27, or whatever
Alright,
it is.
So now I'll
And
take 3 off that.
Usually
in the
most
big box,
things,
you take the 3 off.
Thank you.
most things you have to alt click.
Oh,
So there you
okay.
go. Wounded.
And for how long?
Yeah. Well, you get to roll for that. Let me get back to wounded.
That's a hell of a bite, given us wearing chainmail.
Seemingly, you.
It may also have been you caught something in the water. There was a sharp rock, or
My mail coat, it does nothing.
Yeah.
do you have your mail coat? Sorry, do you have your mail coat over your head?
Yes.
Well, I think in this case, the mail coat helped drag you down, and then the
No, that's
pipe
probably
sort
more
of
likely it. It's probably more
gripped onto
drowning
you
type
and-
things.
Yeah.
Drowning damage now.
Yeah, the bite was just the insult to add to the injury.
I probably didn't even notice. I was too busy drowning. I was not meant to swim.
Right. Your wound severity. Roll another feat dice, and we'll determine the extent of your injury.
Do I just roll a d12 or?
Yeah. So if you get Gandalf, it's kind of okay.
How do I roll a feat
1
dice
to 10.
specifically?
You could do it from a skill that you have no skill in.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Or you could just, I think you can pick if you just slash roll 1d. Okay, so that's not too bad. You are wounded for 1 day.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it could be a lot worse.
Coughing up the water.
Yeah.
The
Are we
main
able to
thing,
try and heal him?
you can apply first aid, but it'll just reduce the amount of days that so he'll still be wounded, but it'll be wounded for like a day minimum anyway. It's basically the minimum you could be wounded for. It was a good roll for the wounded table. So
This is a great first trip out. We're doing really well.
yeah,
We should have bought.
Between me getting us lost and
maybe you should have
bought
worked better on getting Dain to because it feels cursed at this point.
Didn't we
Only just
last time have like 4 hunters in the party or something? And we're just
something like
compensating
that,
for
just-
it this time round.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can roll your next travel roll as Sven Stonehand doesn't do much fishing anymore and spends the rest of the day recuperating. So basically, by the time we get to
Dan,
the next
do you have any
travel
points
bit,
in
you'll
hunting?
no longer be wounded. But...
Okay.
No.
So no one has any points in hunting.
No one decided. You decided to just travel off into the wilds. Minimum provisions.
We're city dwarves.
I was aiming on travel more than anything else.
We're very lethal. We've got a Tesco.
All prosperous, other than Kevin as well. So you probably thought, oh, we can surely buy food on the way.
I brought my Waitrose club card.
Go on,
Yes,
Dan.
you say that, but
Give us
there's
another
some
travel
mileage here in speaking to my cousin about setting up a set of shops.
so did you say you wanted another travel roll?
Yep. We'll see how far you get this time.
Okay. Do you think maybe I should try it with a
No,
hope
you
dice
rolled.
this
You
time?
rolled. You
Nah,
rolled
just roll. It was just terrible before.
You rolled
Yeah,
2,
you-
2, 1, 3.
Yeah, you rolled so far below
Yeah.
average.
See, now
That's
this
better.
is the absolute opposite. So for every extra success, you move an extra hex up. So that's even better.
Having been forced to survive off of ship's biscuit the night before, you're like, bugger this,
Yeah.
let's get to the ford.
Let's get going. I've had enough of this now, lads.
That's no biscuit.
You're pretty much at your destination.
Excellent. Groin has
Una
found us
says-
the way.
So which side of the river am I dropping you off on?
Port
side with
or
the forest
starboard.
road.
I never remember which is which.
Because there's
Sure.
nothing else around, is there, on the other side?
There's on that opposite side. There's sort of a little Barding town. This is also just something we established last time.
I mean, could we?
A little Barding sort of rural.
Would it make sense
area.
to spend the night there and have a nice restful night?
You could if you want, yeah.
And like,
Because isn't that good for fatigue? If I'm remembering right, I can't remember. It's been a while.
You could just keep traveling.
Could be like buy some sandwiches.
You could.
And get buy
But
food.
First, as you arrive here, we're going to give you one last event on the road as you travel down.
Is this a 1d6
Someone
again?
roll a d6 and we'll see.
It should be Roger because he got last time.
Yeah.
It's all right. At least if I roll a 5, it's not me.
You can pick a victim this time.
There we go. New rule. Whoever is the victim last time gets to roll the d6 this time.
Especially if they roll.
Is it hunters again?
Do I need to roll again?
No, that's fine. A 6, I think, is... Oh, no, yeah, that's hunters again. Yeah, sure. So this time it'll be Trana.
Oh, right, so 5 and 6 is hunting, so we've got a 2 in 6 chance of getting the one thing with rubbish.
1 and 2 is scouts, 3 and 4 is lookouts, and 5 and 6 is the hunters. Trana, can you give me a d12 roll?
Believe in Gandalf.
Yeah, you might just get extremes on both sides. 8, okay. Yeah. In that case, if you want, you can either decide to stop for the night and hopefully pick up a little bit less fatigue, or between the reeds, Frana, whilst you were hunting some rabbits that were hopping about along the shoreline, you think you found a shortcut that will lead down to the old forest road, and you could probably spare yourself a day if you press on.
I'm so hungry.
I could use the rest.
I'm not proud this time. If I'd been prideful, I'd have gone for it. But I'm intelligent enough to know that that's probably not going to be a good shortcut, because I wouldn't know what a shortcut looked like if it ran up and bit me.
It is a good shortcut.
I'm sure it is.
I will say that.
I'm sure it's a lovely shortcut, but
one
last night in a comfortable bed will do even better, thank you.
Do they take M&S points?
In that case, I'll say you don't pick up the point of fatigue you would have picked up for the event, and that can count as your rest.
Okay, so it doesn't go down, but it doesn't go up either.
It doesn't go up either. But you also would have won a day, but you'd have been basically down here somewhere on the road. But you're back here now.
But at what cost?
Yeah, it might. You'd have been up to, well, you'd have all been up to 4 fatigue, so. Okay.
So we'll get Unar to take us across the river in the morning and continue on our way.
So at what point in the day will I...
You are no longer
wound?
wounded. Yeah.
Okay.
Alt shift and click on wounded and it should disappear.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in this case, you get carted across the river, and Una says, "Don't worry, I'll take great care of the skiff and wait here. I know some people here. Don't worry, I'll wait around until
the contract."
I mean, do we really need legal paperwork when clearly we've built up such a rapport traveling down from Dale?
Well,
I
if he's
feel
not
like
here when
I
we get back, I'll
trust you
find
with
him. And
my life. I
you
was
won't have much
hoping
of
the
a life
feeling
if
was
you don't.
mutual.
If you're not here when we return.
Fine. I will gladly await your arrival. Safe travels.
$2.
Pull the plug out. Yeah, middle of the skiff that you didn't know was there.
It's like a little cork. Dunk.
We'll be taking that.
Then all of your troubles once again lay on Groin's shoulders for another travel roll.
Better than the other way around.
Right, you are then. Just another normal roll again.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend anything. Okay, there we go.
You can if you want.
Success.
Okay, that's a normal success. So I'll get you a ways down the road on the Old Forest Road. Whilst you're travelling the Old Forest Road, several times you sort of almost think that you maybe saw something moving in the forest to your side as you're sort of skirting the edges. Well, you're skirting through Mirkwood on this very old, very run down, very overgrown looking road. But so far you haven't seen or heard anyone.
Activate lookout.
Is that? Am I the lookout or the scout? I'm the explorer.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm the lookout.
Conveniently, you can double click open the Dwarven Fellowship, and if you scroll down to the bottom, it says who's doing what roles.
Oh, look at you. Spiffy. Oh, nice.
I believe Farron is on lookout and Kevin is on scouting. But if you don't want to scout about here, which could cost you some time, and you just want to keep on moving, then I'll say give me a d6 roll for the next event, and then after we do that, you can continue your travels.
So it's Ben to roll the d6.
Yeah. Or alternatively, you could stop here for a day and try and
we don't want
find.
to. I mean, we've travelled, haven't we?
Yep.
We want to keep travelling.
Okay then.
I'm
Just
keep
give
travelling.
me-
remembering that you don't want to look around off the Elven Road. I
We
swear I
stick to the
saw it.
road. We stick to the route.
I read a book about it once.
No dwarves have ever fallen into trouble not following clear instructions on sticking to roads. But there you go. Yeah, roll a d6 then.
Not hunters.
Yep, the lookout. And you can so I believe that was Kevin, wasn't it?
No, not me.
It was
Baron is the lookout.
Yeah.
Farron, you can
definitely
roll
Farron.
a d12.
So
Does he not do the test first?
Yeah, that's the d12. Oh, no, the test is a travel roll.
Okay,
So you passed, and that basically converts to a length of hexes that you move before you encounter an event on the road. So there's always an event, but it depends.
Oh, you rolled as the Dwarven Fellowship.
A 2. Okay then. In that case, I am going to need you to Oh, sorry, yes. You are right. Wait. To roll a scouting roll.
Awareness. I think
Yep.
I'm going to spend a point of hope. And I have got wary as a feature.
So you're
means you get
traveling the
extra dice,
road,
doesn't it?
and Baron, you keep getting this glimpse of something, and whilst you're occasionally looking out for it, you sort of spot some markings on a rock somewhere away from the road into the woods, and you are greatly tempted to step off the road and go over to look at it.
No, I don't have any shadow.
Roll for awareness, and we'll see if you'd get some shadow.
Where's my character? Sorry, my character sheet seems to have closed itself. Better. So, awareness, spending point of hope. I am wary. The feature.
There you go. Great success. Your foot almost treads off of the path, and then as you're looking at this rock, you kind of notice some markings around it and see that it does look like it was a dwarven ruin of some kind at some point. But orcs or goblins have scratched into the surface and defaced it, and your foot sort of drops back onto the path and stops you from setting off into the Mirkwood. So you don't pick up a shadow, which is good. But
My old goblins have been here. And I point at the
you do all pick up 2 points of fatigue for this wearying travel through Mirkwood.
How many points should we have now?
5, I believe.
So that comes off our endurance. This is the thing that comes off that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that just does it matter when it only goes to 0 or any other things?
When it drops below your strength, you stop being able to carry stuff.
It's
below your endurance, isn't it?
It's your load. So endurance, when it drops to equal or below your
load.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Become wearied.
You become wearied, which makes it harder to do things. And yeah. But what happens is once you reach your journey's destination, then you make a travel roll and you lose a great deal of the fatigue.
Or if you rest, isn't it?
Or if you rest, yeah. So if you'll give me, I think, one last travel roll for the night, if that's okay for everyone.
That would be me.
I could do travel rolls. I'm not too shabby at them, but you're better.
Say, whenever you rest somewhere that seems safe, then you can potentially change your fellowship party.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh my God!
All the dice in the world.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Wow.
So the road ahead itself has crumbled away and seems to be covered in snow at this point, so you have a hard time sort of picking your way across it because you can't see where it's broken underneath. And on at least 2 occasions, 2 of you step onto what you assume is the road and just fall over or stumble, and you lose a lot of time moving up. Roll me a d6.
I'm not rolling that d6.
You did it last, I think, so I just rolled it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the lookout again.
Yay! You killed yourself.
So yeah, give me a d12 roll for the event. See, I could roll the d6 and the d12 and then just tell you what's happening, but it's more fun to make you pick your own doom.
And so Lewis, can I ask, does it matter? Is there like a worse table to roll on because Dan failed the travel roll, or is it something like that?
No, basically you move less far.
You move less far. Okay, so there
Yeah.
are more travel rolls needed. Gotcha.
So that means there's more travel rolls, which means you're going to gain more fatigue traveling
Gotcha.
to wherever you're getting, and you have the potential for more horrible events on the journey. In this case, it's a 7, which is a mishap. So yeah, I will say roll on awareness, I believe.
I'm not going to spend more hope. I've done that already.
Ooh. Yeah, one of the mishaps is the mishap itself is you think you have found you can see ahead, the path is also broken down a bit as well. It goes dips away into sort of a small gully. The road is broken, and it looks to you like maybe if we just move along this snowy ridge edge along the side of the gully, and then we don't have to go down that dip, waste all that time across this broken terrain, and we can just cross back to the better part of the road. But in doing so, you all end up sliding down the shale in this loose snow and stone covered gully to the bottom. And Farron, you pick up 1 fatigue, but all of you also pick up an extra 2 fatigue, so that's 3 for Farron and 2 for everyone else. And it adds a day to your journey.
I once saw an elf walk on the snow like that. Ah!
Oh, that looks so much fun. I want to do it.
Saying that, as you lie at the bottom, having just proclaimed I once saw an elf walk across the snow and fail very greatly in doing the same. As you're scrambling up to your feet again, all of you, you see an elf standing atop the snow at the edge of the gully, looking down on you all. Says, well, haven't you just been having rotten luck?
Hold, Sven. Hold.
Might be onto the blade.
What
Didn't say that out loud.
What brings a little band of dwarves out here into the Mirkwood
Hey, who are you calling little? Hey,
in
who are
this
you calling
terrible
little?
weather?
He didn't call any of us little, Groin. He referred to the size of our fellowship as little. Don't look for insult where none is offered.
Yes, Auntie.
If you're
I
looking
wasn't
for
even
the
talking
high
to you. Why are you in
pass,
trouble?
I believe you'll find it closed this time of year, or at least extraordinarily dangerous to travel. Perhaps you should turn back.
Many thanks, Master Elf, but we do not head for the old ford, nor do we seek to be deterred from our journey.
And where would that journey be?
Alas, without meaning to seem rude, I'm afraid our business is our own, and we must not share that information too freely. Suffice it to say, we are on a journey of some urgency and seek to pass in peace through the Mirkwood.
I will definitely not keep you any longer than you like, but surely And he looks at you all drenched through and covered in snow, battered and bruised a little bit. You're all looking a lot worse off than you were probably only a couple of weeks ago a week maybe and a half ago when you left Erebor. Surely if I were to offer a night's rest, that wouldn't delay you too far on your journey, and may perhaps help you get there in one piece. All I'd ask from you is a little honesty on this matter. I have been watching these roads and the people who come through it, and I dare say watching over them for longer than any of you have had beards.
As a scholar, I've always wanted to see the ruins of Eregion. These fine dwarves are assisting me in this manner.
Well, now. Yeah.
Do I really want to take a posse of like elfist dwarves to go and have tea with an elf?
Do you?
It's
That's
so
the
cold
question.
here.
I will say though,
it's...
Baron, can you roll me persuade or something similar, or riddle maybe, in an attempt to convince Niniel that is your purpose?
Shall I spend hope on this?
Yes.
Yes.
Your call.
You're
Yes.
cool, but there's a clear.
And I have cunning as a trait.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That would make it
yeah,
inspired then.
Yeah, that I will grant you that. Yeah, sure. Great success. Do you want to do anything else with those with that extra success?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so let's just have him happy and believing in what I've said, and possibly spreading that a bit further if anyone else query.
Well, I suppose it's a noteworthy pursuit. However, you will find the road quite dangerous.
Could he tell us a shortcut or something with the extra success?
You have a choice. The offer still stands to rest up here with him for the evening. In which case, I will let you make a rest roll because he's going to take you somewhere nice and warm.
That would be very good.
Well, once again, to add to some of our previous established lore, Niniel and Idriel used to watch these roads, but now it appears to only be Niniel. Yeah, so you can either rest up or he'll show you a shortcut.
Rest up. It's cold here and I'm tired.
Very well, but you'll mind your manners, all of you.
Yeah, I'm not saying nothing.
I always watch my manners. I always behave.
As per usual, the two people I was least concerned about are the ones who have promised to behave.
Well,
Right, I'll have your word, or you'll be in detention again.
I will cause no trouble as long as they do the same.
Except Sven.
Sven,
Likewise.
what a
Can I just make a flanking maneuver to make sure that so I can make sure that no one's crossed their fingers behind their back?
Yeah, sure.
Blood Farron.
What a charming bunch you are. Come, I have enough provisions for a few guests. And Nino will lead you off the road to a sort of camp set up there. But an elvish camp
setup is an elf.
Yeah, it's quite a nice setup. But yeah, and there is a fairly wide range of food and provisions and water provided, and a little bit of elvish wine.
Ooh,
Um,
excellent.
and Niniel may press you more for information whilst you're resting there, but we'll find out more about that this week. Next week probably. This week will be a bit short. As Trana's Fellowship of Bearded Bastards.
We missed the trick there. We should have just told Groin to keep it in his pants.
Bearded bastards.
We've got time. There are other sessions.
Has got off to an auspicious start, if anything. Thank you everyone at home for watching, and thank you to my wonderful players. And yeah, we'll be back this time next week as well with some more The One Ring, The Forging of Small Dooms. What else is going on in Garblack?
There's more Electric State on Tuesday.
Awesome.
On Wednesday, start Judge Dredd.
Also awesome. Cool. Sounds like a great lineup. So yeah, hope to see you again then. And from us, goodbye for now. Bye.